Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome to the Drop Step YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jack Quantrill, and today we are talking about the Chicago Bulls. Now, you'll have seen a lot of content over the last 48 hours regarding the Alex Caruso-Josh Giddey trade. I think that is significant, and I think that it signals that the Bulls are finally changing direction. I want to talk about the guy that's probably next up on the trade block. Some might call him a superstar, some might call him a washout. Today, this video is about Zach LaVine and why I think there are a good few teams in the NBA that should seriously consider trading for him this offseason. I think if you park the injury concerns for a moment, the primary reason why Zach LaVine's contract is currently viewed as an albatross, at least that's what respected Chicago Bulls beat writer Casey Johnson described it as, is he's not really considered a very additive player. And if you know what I mean by additive, good for you. But if you don't, what I'm talking about is being able to do things when you either don't have the ball in your hands or you're not sort of the primary focus of the action. So what I'm going to do for you in this video is I'm going to highlight all the ways that I think LaVine can be additive. And at the end, I'm going to give you my sales pitch for why I think certain contenders should really be considering taking a chance on LaVine during the offseason. First thing I wanted to talk about with Zach is the cutting. Now, when I think about LaVine, I don't only think about some of the dunk contest wins or his more explosive scoring performances for the Bulls. I think about that utility that he provides his team with his off-ball movement. Pair Zach with an elite playmaker and you can generate really high value at rim possessions without 3 or even 4 of your guys having to expend a ton of effort. This is rim pressure. Rim pressure is prime real estate in the NBA. And what you're seeing here is through a combination of Zach's explosive athleticism and the respect defenses have to pay his shot, he's able to generate a ton of high value cuts because he's got an innate sense of timing with these, and he's also an elite finisher when he gets to the rim. These are same side cuts. Sometimes he's cutting through traffic. Sometimes it's finished up with a reverse layup, or it's one of these possessions like this where it's a full on alley-oop. I want to get Zach to a destination with another elite playmaker. Now let's talk about Zach LaVine, the shooter. During his 7-year stint in Chicago, LaVine has attempted 6.9 threes per game and knocked them down at a 38.3% clip. Nearly half of these are unassisted looks, and you'll see multiple shots against the Miami Heat in clutch time where he simply collects the ball in sort of semi-transition, dribbles up to his spot 27 feet away, and splashes down a 3 right in someone's face. These are really, really high difficulty shots. If you were watching the Boston v Dallas series recently, you noticed that the creme de la creme of shooters are the guys that can hit their above the break 3s. LaVine has absolutely no issue doing that. Sometimes a team can look really good at shooting 3s on paper when really they're generating corner 3 looks, and guys like PJ Washington and Derek Jones Jr., who had really decent seasons this year from 3, they're not versatile enough to splash from all areas of the court. I think in the clips below you'll have seen LaVine splash multiple looks, some of them off movement, some of them have come where he's been spotting up in the corner, like here, this one against Charlotte, where he takes a little pump fake, sends Cody Martin flying, and then splashes down a 3 from that corner area. Here's a really, really high difficulty 3 against Orlando in the clutch, 7 seconds left. It just looks easy for LaVine, and I think that if you were to throw him into an offense where he's not relied upon to be a heliocentric playmaker, where he can actually play off other players, this 3-point shooting is going to be so valuable. Guys, I know what you're thinking at this point in the video. Great, LaVine can shoot, LaVine can cut, but for a guy that's earning $43 million next year, I need to see some playmaking. Now, it'd be really easy for me to pull some of LaVine's flashiest assists from the last couple of seasons and assert to you that he's actually a really underrated playmaker. You should give him the ball, and there you go. You've got a primary star in the NBA. I don't think that's the case, but when I went back and I watched the tape, I really noticed this relationship that he had with Montenegrin big man Nikola Vucevic. Playing with a versatile big, a guy that can sort of pop, that can get his own in the post, that likes to spot up even in the mid-range, I think LaVine has been able to really expand his passing game. Here we see another advantage of LaVine interacting with a big man where he simply rejects the screen and is able to finish against the Cleveland Cavaliers with both Isaac Okoro and Jarrett Allen on his back. If you give LaVine the ball and give him a big to operate with, I think that he's able to create an advanced array of looks. There, That's the kind of possession that we see with Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets all the time, where two have been sent to the ball and it's his job to string out the defenders and find a big man. For Jamal Murray, it's Jokic. For LaVine, it's Vucevic. Yes, I feel sorry for Zach sometimes, but I think that he's actually got really good at interacting with the big man. That is a wonderful feat right there, where he's asserting some of his scoring value to open up space for a really, really high vantage look for Vucevic. And then look what happens when he plays with a standard rim runner. He's able to sell the shot and pass the ball over the top for Andre to throw down. So, we've spoken about the two-man game. Now it's time to get a little bit nerdy and it's time to talk about Zach's fastball. This is the second facet of Zach's playmaking that I really wanted to key in on, because I think that it's key to running a modern drive and kick offense. In these first two clips, you've seen Zach's ability to skip the ball both from right to left and left to right. That was a particularly sweet two-hand delivery from left to right to Caruso for an elbow three. Zach is able to deliver the ball at such a pace that he doesn't relinquish the advantage that he's created for his teammates through his scoring gravity. Here you see he draws two, skips the ball out to Kobe, and he throws that ball so fast to Kobe that he's able to shoot an open catch and shoot three from the corner. If that delivery is a little bit slower, that advantage goes. If it's a little bit loopier, that advantage goes. Zach is really, really capable of throwing that fastball. As you can see there, that's one of my favorite plays in this entire video. Falling out of bounds, Zach finds Alex Caruso there in the corner for the game-winning three. To my mind, the ability to throw that fastball, that skip pass to the corner, is just as important as being able to shoot off the catch or attack a closeout if you want to run a modern drive and kick offense. We're going to close out this video by watching some clips of Zach in transition. Just note in these first few clips, he's playing with Lonzo Ball, a primary playmaker, therefore he's functioning as a play finisher. Really, really versatile in this respect, able to space to above the break, to the corners, or just get to the rim for alley-oops. You'll see that in the next clip coming up. But then since Lonzo has left the team and more of the playmaking burden has fallen upon Zach, he's been perfectly capable of running transition offense. It's a little bit slower. He more likes to go at his own speed, but I'd like to see him get to a destination where he can function on the ball in transition, but mainly off the ball as a sort of perimeter Obi Toppin, I suppose. Obi was the first player to shoot 70% from two and 40% from three in NBA history this year, and I really think that Zach is capable of doing that if he's paired with the right transition force. So, takeaways from this video. I think that if you're a team that is perhaps below the tier 1 contender status and you're looking to make a move that is a little bit boom or bust, I think that Zach is definitely a player that you should consider. If you're the Warriors, if you're the Kings, if you're a team with a primary playmaker that can afford to take Zach in and take advantage of all of these skills that he has both on and off the ball, I think that there's a ton of value to be found. You're not going to have to give up a ton of first round picks for a guy that I truly believe is a top 20 offensive player in the league. So, guys, I want you to let me know down below. Have I convinced you? Is Zach worth it, or is Zach just a heap of trash waiting on the trade mound and he's a real albatross contract? I hope that you've enjoyed this video. This has been The Drop Step. I've been Jack. Peace out.